サンディエゴ動物園サファリパークに来ました。サンディエゴ動物園は2つあって、サンディエゴ市内に1つ。今回はもう1つの郊外にあるサファリパークです。1日では回りきれないくらいとっても広くて、730ヘクタール、東京ドーム約155個分あります。まずは左下の入り口から左上のオーストラリアゾーンに向かいます。サファリパークに来るのは今回2回目で、今日は前回行けなかった場所を回ります。ここではカンガルーとワラビーが間近で見られます。でもそのエリアに入るには手を消毒して何も触らないことがルール。次は隣の世界庭園ゾーンに行きます。最初に日本の盆栽パビリオンがあります。その先はカリフォルニアらしく砂漠とサボテンのエリア。日本では小さな観葉植物みたいなサボテンしか見たことないけど、こんなに大きなものも。こっちでサボテンは普通にどこの家の庭にもたくさん生えてます。
go,
花が咲いているサボテンもありました。次は反対側に位置する草原トラムまで移動します。
Go ahead and push that yellow strip. That tells me that I need to stop the tram and go back and assist you. For you folks that are right behind me, there's no yellow strip for you, so good luck. Just kidding. Just yell at me. I'm right here. Alright, this is our East Africa field habitat on the left-hand side. And for you folks, the ones that this is your first time here, this is what the safari park is. These big, giant field habitats where the animals can go anywhere they want to at any time. This one in particular, where we're looking at the Cape buffalo right there, this is our East Africa, 60 acres. So it goes all the way down the valley over your left-hand shoulder. You can see some giraffe over there. We've got some rhinos, our East African crown cranes fairly close to the tram. We've got Nile lechwe in there. The easiest ones to see right now are the Cape buffalo up on the grass. As we make our way around here, if you keep looking to the left, you'll see that Grant's gazelle is standing up. And then underneath the tree in the shade, those are called Thompson's gazelle. So a lot of different animal species in these big giant field habitats. Again, they can go anywhere they want to go at any time. So we'll be coming back by our East Africa field habitat on our way back to the station. And the animals will all probably move over a little bit. Flamingos! Yes! Some of you might even have some at home, like in your front or backyard. I don't know. But I bet you don't have babies. So I'm going to stop here. Okay, everybody. We actually do have rhinos back there. But even though we can't see them, I do want to tell you really quick what we're doing here at this facility because it's really important stuff. There are only 2 northern white rhinos left in the world, and they're both females. And so the northern white rhinos are considered functionally extinct. So the southern white rhinos that we have here, we're hoping to artificially inseminate them with a northern white rhino embryo. So it's kind of crazy, very Jurassic Park-ish, but we're hoping that assisted reproduction will help bring the northern white rhinos back from the brink of extinction, which is really exciting, kind of the next generation of conservation efforts that can be used for other species as well. On the left-hand side, This is the outer edge of our South Africa field habitat. You might be able to see our pelicans on the dock over there, but if you look past the pond and the island down into the valley, that is where we're headed. So the safari park with the the grevy zebra, they are the largest, most endangered subspecies of zebra. We just had 5 foals born last year, so we're really excited about that. Underneath the pine trees, you might see some of the zebra's roommates. Those are all male antelope, all different species of male antelope, because that's the safari park bachelor pad. That's where all the boys go once they've represented their species well. They get retired there. And then our smaller African marsh field habitat right here on the right hand side. You can see some of our yellow-billed storks hanging out in the water right there. You can tell where they got their name, yellow-billed storks. It's always nice when it's really easy. And then also to the right hand side, we're getting into all of our antelope, 4 of them.
Little antelope.
So these are called summer-range gazelles. So gazelle are antelope. There are 73 different species of antelope in the world. And actually, no, there's 94 species of antelope in the world, 73 species of antelope on the continent of Africa. So Africa has most of the antelope in the world. The summer-range gazelle, just by looking at their coloration and their headgear, you can tell they live in a dry, hot climate. The tan helps them blend in to the dry grasses, and then the white underneath their belly helps them reflect the heat of the day. You can see those ropes hanging down from under the shade structures with those clips hanging.
Can I take a picture?
Browse is hanging from those clips. So all of our hoofstock animals get fresh browse delivered to them every day. We like to call this place the Safari Park Bed and Breakfast. They get food delivered every day. And we have antlers, and usually only the male have antlers. Only one species, the females, have antlers, and that's reindeer. But on the left-hand side, another one of our antelope species where the females have horns are the sable antelope. So the sable antelope also live in that dry, hotter climate, because when the females have horns, that tells you resources are more scarce, and resources are food and water. So in a dry, hotter climate, there's not as much food and water. So the females need the horns to be able to compete for food with the males. And if you keep looking to the left, you'll see another species of antelope, one of my personal favorites. They're called Ellipsin waterbuck. I love the white circle on their backside. It looks like they sat on a white paint can. And also, you'll notice that they don't have any horns. Like their name suggests, waterbuck. They live close to water, which means there's plenty of food, so they don't need those horns to compete for those resources. And if you get a chance to see the front of their faces, their noses are shaped like a little heart. Very cute. And then we've got our giraffe moving around out there. So the giraffe that we have out here in our South Africa field habitat, these are called Maasai giraffe. And the Maasai giraffe are more endangered subspecies of giraffe. They've got the darker coloration and the smaller spots. But as you see them walking, notice they walk with both their left legs and then both their right legs at the same time. That's called pacing. And giraffe are one of the only animals that do that naturally. Oh, and a group of giraffe is called a tower. Isn't that fun? Way over here, tall, dark, and handsome. His name is Gowan. He stands at 18 feet tall. Tallest giraffe that we have here. He was born here at the safari park too. He's 8 years old this year. And then grazing on the grass just above the giraffe, those are called gemsbok. And then a little bit further up, those are the Patterson eland. So it gives you a really kind of good look at just how the animals live here at the safari park. They're out here on antelope. Those are all females over here on the right. This is our African forest field habitat. So we've got the roan antelope. If you look over your right-hand shoulder, the little ones underneath the tree, taking a nice little siesta underneath the tree. See, talking about the locals. Now we're back over here in Africa. Aria and Kendi, they are out. So Aria's 5, Kendi's 4. They're new to our facility. They got here in 2019. So pretty close to the tram, just on the left-hand side, right underneath that tree, that ficus tree. So rhinos with 2 horns on the bit closer than the girls that we saw a little bit earlier. And the stripes on the zebra, I love the grevy zebra because they have the narrower stripes, so even just them standing there, they kind of blur. But the stripes are called disruptive camouflage, and it's really hard for predators like lions and hyenas to be able to tell where one zebra ends and the other begins. So that's why those are really really helpful. And then if you keep looking to the left, down underneath the trees, some of our gemsbok. We saw them a little bit earlier. They are the largest antelope. They can get up to 2,000 pounds. And the girls, they have the horns, just like the gemsbok do. So that tells you they live in a drier, hotter climate. So they need those horns to compete for resources. Some of them are grazing the plants by rubbing their horns or rubbing their bodies. So we want to make sure that the plants are protected as well. So our plant collection is more valuable than our animal collection. Believe it or not, we have more endangered plants than we have animals here at the safari park. And then also to the left, all the different size feeders that we have all over the habitats. And then look at these guys over here on the right-hand side with those big old horns. So those are called Ankole cattle. They are the only domesticated hoof stock that we have here at the safari park. There's Barbary red deer in there with them too. That's our North Africa field habitat. But the Ankole cattle, so all animals with horns are forever. And the Ankole cattle are no exception. They are domesticated. They're bred to get their horns as wide as possible. They've been known to get up to 6 feet wide. And so you wouldn't see horns that size naturally because that's too cumbersome. You also wouldn't see the color discrepancy that you see in the Ankole cattle. Because the animals, they want to blend in with each other because when you stand out, that's a good way to become lunch. So Ankole cattle are interesting because a lot of different cultures and countries breed them, and they aren't used for dairy or for protein. They're used as a status symbol. So if you've got a couple Ankole cattle in your front yard, then you're doing pretty fine. Isn't that crazy? So every time you look at an animal, just look all the way back. You might be able to see that cart up on that back road. They're coming up right on the other side of our rhinos. So there's one little tree up there. And those are our southern white rhinos. And we did have a baby born just a week ago. So, but I haven't seen her today. But sometimes if you go to Kalina Point, you might be able to take a look at them. But the mom, she's a first-time mom, and moms are pretty protective with their babies. So, definitely worth either coming back on. So you come around the corner too, you'll be able to see our giraffe. A little bit lighter than the Maasai giraffe that we saw over on the other side. They have the bigger spots and also the lighter coloration. But the spots on the giraffe are just as individual to them as our thumbprints are to us. So each one looks a little bit different, even if we can't tell, they can tell. And then if you keep looking through this gate, you'll see a couple of our rhinos right there at the bottom of that hill. And then we have our wildlife safari. That's what that truck is in there. So there's the wildlife safari and the cart safari. Those are our two added on tours that you can purchase for an extra cost. And the ticket booth is right.
朝からずっと曇りでしたが、急に雨が降ってきたので、急いで車に戻ります。 まっすぐ家に帰る予定だったけど、途中で天気が良くなってきたので、サンノノフレに寄ることにしました。ここはサーファーにとっても人気なビーチで、いつもサーフボードを積んだ車が駐車場の空き町で列を作っています。